This episode of The General's Gentleman is sponsored by Ashes of the Singularity. Take control of epic battles in a massive scale RTS where you control thousands of units. With up to 14 players per game, it's the biggest RTS to date.
Welcome to The General's Gentleman.
Ladies and swaggy gentlemen, welcome to Company of Heroes 2 Jesus patch number 73,843.
1.4.
Ah, there we go.
So,
Close.
we're in Company of Heroes 2, the first time in 2 or 3 weeks we've casted this game. And actually, I haven't played this since Dawn of War 3, like a couple of weeks ago too. So, our apologies if and when we refer to manpower as requisition. And
Fuel is power. So,
fuel is power, munitions is, I don't know, cooldowns. No.
Conscripts as Space Marines and wonder why every squad isn't throwing a nade all of the time.
See, look at how beautiful those walking animations are. Yeah. Notice how they all are individuals and don't move in complete sync.
Watch as they scan 360 degrees of vision and don't all look the same way.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, better.
You know, I think Dawn of War 3 is a good game. I've enjoyed it. I've made a lot of criticisms. One of the criticisms being the units all walk like robots in sync. Whereas in Company of Heroes, and I think even Coh2 does it better than Coh2, is the units feel very lifelike. But then again, in Coh2, you had units would auto-seek cover. They'd run around, you know, ducking in and out of cover, which made it feel more lifelike, but at the same time, it was kind of annoying when your squads would, like, jump out of cover, and you're like, what are you doing?
Stop it.
And, DAT2 for a long time had the issue of units auto-seeking cover. So say you would get your squad and you'd go like, Tech Marine, fire at him, and he'd be like, okay, and then he runs into cover, and then he like fires a second later, and you're like, god damn it, we're now, they don't do that anymore in DAT2. I don't know if it was because of a patch or if it was because of Elite mod.
So our players for today will be Andres TC, who's going to be playing as our Soviets. Interesting choice.
And Tobis as the OKW, and I don't know why he went in that building. Yeah, there's 2 windows there.
It's just cover.
Oh, actually, there's 4 windows. He's firing at 2 engagements.
This might actually be worth. Probably one of the few times we've seen taking this garrison be worth.
Yeah, alright guys, disclaimer, gentlemen, do not recommend you take this garrison. We cannot be held accountable if you lose an engagement because you took this garrison.
Or eat a bundle nade and lose your entire squad.
yeah. Dude, a regular grenade would wipe your squad.
Certainly would. Poor little wooden shack. Hell, I didn't know that garrison had a use. Apparently it does. The more you know, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I kind of like those garrisons which are very situational. I feel like the turbo OP garrisons are not very interesting. You know, like this one, it has windows everywhere. It covers so much. Bit of a cutoff here from Tobis.
Always the best way to play if the Eastern player. The player on the right decides to go for the right side caps. You see that cutoff taken every day. Very, very common. With that being said, Price doesn't have a huge income lead. He also went top side, only having a couple of points advantage here.
These cons can't stay in here. The Stimpani is up close. See, the thing is about OKW is OKW don't have flamers, so you would think they struggle versus garrisons, but because they have the incendiary grenades, they have the infiltration grenades, and just the way that Stim Pioneers are as a unit, OKW don't struggle that much against garrisons. Sure, they'll struggle versus, say, Maxims, but if you look at, I think, British in particular, and US to a lesser extent, is they really do struggle against garrisons. And not only because they don't have flamers, but just because of, you know, other reasons as well.
Fairly heavy conscript play we see coming out from Andre. So 4 squads of conscripts so far. We might, I mean, it would make sense to go Molotovs at this stage in the game, but the flamer might indicate that we don't see Molotovs. Maybe he wants to invest the fuel elsewhere. I mean, we'll find out pretty soon.
So the conscripts have been buffed in the GCS, not much. It's more of a consistency, quality of life thing, but it is kind of a buff. They are more consistent with their damage output. So I think you'll see more conscripts, especially because the Maxims were reworked / nerfed. So hoping we actually see Maxims. I haven't used them much. I've only used them a couple of times. in the GCS. That is, I think they're a lot more fun because they're not so much of a cheesy spam Maxim's attack move win. They're more of a defensive unit because they have a wider arc and a longer setup time to compensate. So they're not so good in the offensive role.
Much more standardized in terms of their use as a support weapon and not the only thing you ever build on Ivan. So yeah. See, Andre taking back the north side of the map. I do love his conscript play so far.
Yeah.
Bobbing up to take real effective engagements against the Volsk Grenadiers.
This is really smart. He doesn't send his conscripts in. He waits for the flamer to actually flank around the side too, so he doesn't take extra damage. And he flushes the Volks out without losing really anything. Loses one conscript model. The flamer's actually low here, but he can do the merge if he needs to.
I love merges. Big fan of the flamer merges. Very old school tactic and extremely effective at turning these early game engagements. There's the 2 command points I was looking for. We have the guards out first. Waiting a little bit longer for the heavy mortar. Probably the right choice here. Another combat squad can never go amiss. And obviously the more squads we have out on the field, the more chance of the mortar hitting something important.
The problem with the merging though is if your models are all low, you have a very limited time window where you can actually merge. And I think it would have been cutting it incredibly close. So he just retreated that one, played it safe. And he has the heavy cover here, so he should be able to hold the line versus these Volks Grenadiers.
Merging certainly can be a little bit awkward as well. Not only do you have to get over there, the merge takes a little bit of time as well. I've certainly lost flamer squads.
Or say if the cons get focused down and then you actually lose the con squad, it can be a bit nasty. So we have guard motor locked in with the nerfed guards, which is still very, very popular.
See, the level of play again can certainly be indicated by how late do our players retreat. They retreat on one model with virtually no health, which we're seeing consistently here. Or do they not retreat and wipe squads? Do they retreat too early?
Yeah, he's going for the cutoff.
Yeah.
But there's actually the MG34 in position. Well, not quite in position. Getting in position. Won't get the pin in time, of course, so the cutoff will be taken, but these cons are low.
Yeah, they can definitely be wiped here. Volsk Grenadiers on retreat. If we see this squad with the SDGs, maybe even from the garrison, even stay inside and focus the cons, which we are seeing. Vice is focusing the cons and not a wipe.
He didn't actually chase with these Volks there. Maybe could have the wipe if he tried to do that. We wanted the cutoff instead, and he actually didn't quite have the STGs on this other squad. If they had the STGs a little bit earlier, that would have been a wipe for sure. So, yeah, very aggressive game all across the map. This is just action-packed. I think this is going to be a pretty exciting match thus far. I'm impressed with what we're seeing out of these players.
This regains control over the top side of the territory. Has a low Volsk Grenadier squad with no combat squads in the area for Andre. He's going to be able to use that to cap up both the victory point and the rear strat point. So currently, map control lying in the hands of Tobis. Looking towards our victory points. It's 2 of those as well. 500 VPs compared to the 432 of Andre.
Man, I just had a scary thought. Did I record on Audacity?
Did you record on Audacity?
Yeah, I'm going to double check.
Now we're going to check
I'm
if
sure
you're
I
recording
did,
on
though.
Audacity.
I'm sure I did.
I swear, machine.
Okay, we're
like,
good.
we'll
we're
get
fine.
very angry.
We're fine. All right.
I don't have to get angry. I'm really happy about that.
No, the reason, because I normally have it on the second screen, which I don't. There we go. On the second screen. My apologies. We're back in. We're back in. No technical issues there. Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than TV. So.
I love those jokes that only you and I will get.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "What? What's that thing?"
I don't have a problem with that. We also have to enjoy our shoutcasting as well as everyone else. If we don't enjoy it, they would enjoy it. And,
That's true.
Some in-jokes are necessary.
Oh man, Andros even throwing down these flares. This is just such an impressive game. Not neglecting the flares. I always love seeing people utilize that ability. Using it a bit cheesily though, just for maximum model wipes rather than for using it as intended to provide vision.
Yeah.
But Soviets generally going to be floating up manpower, munitions rather.
So I never have a problem with players punishing those who decide to right-click on points. As the generals gentlemen have said many times, don't rack up points, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bad move.
Yeah, I don't think it actually matters here. Or guard grenade coming through. Oh,
Perfect.
whoa.
Nice.
But a good dodge there from Tobis. Doesn't quite get tagged by that grenade.
Man, that was cool.
Probably because this is a really sloppy engagement here.
Retreat.
I mean, oh, you may even lose the guards. Jeez. What he actually should have done there was merge the guards. It would have kept the guards on the... Cons should survive this one. I think he had a bit of a reload there, but...
Man, am I going to have to bring back the standing on the edge of the bed? Or?
Yeah. No, man, that joke was so March 2017. Oh, this is the non-Icon Hawk wire.
Yeah. Why that actually works. It still looks a bit janky though.
Yeah, you know what? It probably is Icon Hawk wire, to be honest.
It's Icon Hawk wire that was then fixed. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So,
man, that's brutal, that guy.
It's not a nice place to be.
Yeah, so if you merge the guards, because not only do they have the DPs, the PTRS, but even just their regular rifles is slightly more powerful than the conscripts. So it's generally what you want to do, is merge the guards if you can. But it still was a bit dicey there because the cons were pretty low themselves. So you don't want to get caught in a situation where, as you're merging, all of a sudden the con squad will get wiped as they transfer all their models left.
So potentially we see Andre spreading himself a little bit thin. He has been bleeding manpower quite heavily here. Lack of squads at this stage in the game. I mean, he'd go for his heavy mortar now, floating about 600 manpower, but you compare that to Tobis, 4 squads of Volts on the floor with the Strums, the MG, the Rockets.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Conscripts wipe things, I love it.
Yeah. As we lower our audio levels slightly.
That was, yeah.
So you can see, I mean, to be fair, they were Vet 2. Get extra accuracy at Vet 2. Yeah, but basically, when I say more consistency, the issue with the conscripts was they were very RNG in terms of how they would hit. They had a low accuracy, and I think it was a high damage or something like that. So you could burst things down very quickly if you get good RNG rolls, but a lot of the times you would just miss a lot. Compared to other infantry, they were very inconsistent. So they're more consistent now, which is effectively a buff. And I think also the conversion was quite favorable, was quite generous. So that's a wipe, the first wipe of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, Andre's having a lot of manpower floated up, jeez.
Yeah, 770 now. Obviously the combat engineers just getting back to base. Don't worry, man, I've been there. I've also wanted to retreat my combat engineers, but they've been busy doing other things. We do see the tier 3 going down now. Side of Tobis, he has skipped the mech truck. Panzer headquarters has been thrown down on the cutoff.
Yeah, it's a great spot to have it, if you can get it. Covers the cutoff, covers the fuel point for the most part. You probably wouldn't reach the entire way, but you'd be close. Andres, I mean, does he want to go guards? Does he want to go mortar? He should go something. He has plenty of options here. Doesn't really want, I suppose, another squad of conscripts. And even a mortar would be good to throw down because there is the MG34, which may be hard to dislodge.
Yeah, I definitely like to see a heavy mortar. Certainly worth the stage of the game. More squads on the field. The MG's there. The Rocketten's there. A lot of opportunity for it to be successful. Some Pioneers will. Did it look like they were revealed? It looked to me like they were revealed, but the Strum Pioneers... No, they got the support package.
Yeah, but it isn't equipped.
Right, okay, yeah, it wasn't equipped. Right, that was why. Okay, yeah. They must have swapped it out, and one of the Volks Grenadier models was trailing over the trip there, so yeah. That would make sense. Just weird, I didn't see them unequip it or re-equip it, and the all I saw was the trip flares.
So I mean, given this float, Molotovs wouldn't be a bad idea. Like, a lot of people really crap on Molotovs, but like that is where you want Molotovs. Is you throw the Molotov on the cover. You still won that engagement anyway, but you throw it on the cover and your opponent just can't take the cover. What do? They stand it out in the open. They flank you in negative cover, or they run to the Molotov. So.
Fantastic area.
People look at Molotovs, and yeah, Molotovs are weak compared to other grenades, of course, especially the incendiaries. But they are good in a lot of situations when you have the resources to spare. I guess he wants to have a T70 ASAP, but other than that, that's kind of the dream situation. Because a lot of people just say, well, Molotovs suck because you can dodge them. It's like, well, yes, you can dodge them easily, but it doesn't make them worthless. It doesn't make them bad. Even if you never hit someone ever, they still offer a lot of cover denial and area control.
Bro, T70s are so 2016. Nowadays we go
What?
We go straight up for T34s.
Oh my god. Okay.
T34, 80, so 76s in fact going to be rolling out into the field.
These are actually very, very good T34s. They're just so cheap. Their machine guns are insanely good. You know, I'd say their machine guns are way overpowered, especially against the Raketans that don't have any cover on their crew. So you can 1v1 those Raketans head on, even if your main gun misses every shot. It's actually hard to deal with OKW. It's not quite as bad now because of the Faust cost change, but I think it was even reverted partially. Yeah, it's 30 now. Better than 35, but just because Raketans suck, and you don't get a tank for quite some time.
It's one of those spots where I'm surprised it's not an 85, but I mean, he has the fuel for it, but yeah, I don't know, not sure.
Yeah, there is a big timing difference. I mean, what is it? It's 80 fuel compared to 130.
Yeah, but he's got the fuel. Like.
Oh wow, he does. Yeah, okay, never
That's
mind.
what I mean. Yeah, it was an active decision. And potentially this is kind of just forcing a response from Tobis beyond just the Raketan, but he's not falling for it. He's happy. He's seeing this at 76. Has a Raketan on the field for Faust. Looks like he's happy to go Obers, which is not at all what Andre, I'm assuming, intended. Unless, of course, it is a misclick. We've had the old 76 misclick before.
Man, look at the pop cap. It's 80 fuel for 10 pop cap, or it's 130 fuel for 14 pop cap. He could even lose his guard squad now because of that Panzer headquarters.
Probably going to be blocked on retreat here by the Volsgrens. Not a great chase, but not bad there. Turning around just about in time, but not quite effective enough to drop the guards.
The worst thing is when you walk around a corner, your squads get very clumped up. So when you walk around a corner and then a Panzer headquarters starts firing, you can drop a squad very, very fast.
The squad has been completed.
Oh! Okay, so say what you want about Dawn of War 3. There is no RNG in Dawn of War 3. And that is something that I enjoy. Quite a lot. Oh man, that is just...
That was nasty. That was 99 kinds of nasty, man.
Jesus. Whew. This happens every game though. Like every time we cast Coh, something like that happens, and we're just like, no, I'm done.
Man, I'm much less triggered losing 3 squads in Dawn of War than I am seeing 4 models wiped by a single T-34 shot. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Nasty, man, nasty. And Tobis, he's going to pay for it. I'm not sure if Andre saw the squad of Obers, but he's not happy. Goes for another T-34 here. I've got to try and punish this overinvestment in anti-infantry. Well, there really should be some more anti-vehicle.
There's going to be 3 T-34 76s by the time there is a Panther.
Yeah.
And 3 of them with a marked target, especially if you have a button lying around or an AT grenade, you can take out a Panther. T-34s are not that bad because they're just so cheap, and if you get enough of them, they're very momentum based. You need that critical mass, and they just give you so much map control. They can wipe squads on retreat with their machine guns. You can get some good RNG shots if you're lucky, like that, like we saw earlier. And now we're behind cover. Maybe they weren't actually in cover like when it fired, but man.
So there's a lot of crazy cheap map pressure as well here from Andre. Obviously, there's a lot of risk of going for T-34 85s. They are harder to replace as a more expensive tank. Goodbye, conscript squad. They are harder to replace. So going for, say, 3 of them, spreading them out across VPs, keeping up the constant pressure could be a good move here.
Okay, it will be a Panzer IV. It will give him some more immediate mobile anti-tank, but he runs the risk of getting killed more easily. He's going to evac here for a Faust?
Where's the evac?
Oh man, the Maxim's going to be shredding this Raketan too.
Faust is going to go off here. Panzer IV, 75% completed, but not going to come out in time. This T-34 should be able to back away. In terms of repairing squads, we do need to see some more combat engineers on the field for Andre only having the 1 at the moment. Not really enough. So, you know, not having conscript repair. Going to be popping, using the crew repair. I respect that. Certainly respect that. Nice to see players making full use of it. That being said, it will limit lots of marked targets the later this game goes.
Yeah.
Marked targets and buttons are expensive.
Depends how much he uses it, especially when you combine that with all the guard stuff. T-34 doesn't have a lot of health, so you're not leaving it on for too long. It's weird because this ability, it's the only ability in the game which not only costs something, it also drains your income. Because you'll see it once it wears off, the munitions income will go up. It's a constant drain. 22, and it should go to like 40 or something, 52. So it's like it halves your income rate. Oh, these engineers, that's a very useful squad here. It's vet 3, he needs the repairs.
Oh, you need that.
Oh, okay, kept it alive. Man.
Fortunate. Very fortunate.
So now I hope we see an 84, T-34, 85, T-34 85. Against a Panzer IV, you're going to want to have something a little bit more penetration, and look at that glorious arc and that glorious setup time. Now, there's been a bit of controversy with the suppression. I believe it was way too low at one stage, and they increased it. Also, there's an ability now too, sustained fire increases the suppression, which you can use. So, yeah. Let's see how it performs.
I'm excited to see it. Better place for the Maxim to be in.
No AT grenades on the conscripts.
Not as yet. Looks like... I'm sure to tell by the model. I think that's a 76 though.
That's 85.
It is?
I'm like 30 centimeters closer than what you are, and it's actually the marked target too, but a lot of bounces from these 76s, but likewise from the P4 as well. Oh, even if that maybe it wasn't a good idea going back in with a wounded one, getting caught, rather getting zoned by the Volks, but he won't actually get a Faust off here until the P4 shoots at him, and he didn't cancel that one, so the Faust connects. Lucky bounce. This was a very bounce-heavy engagement.
That's the long cooldown here. There's the 85 that we've been after.
Oh,
our
what?
Lives. He's baiting really hard here. The mark target's actually still on. Conscript's going to be coming in as well. Trying to bait the Panzer IV in. The 85's going on a flank on the road. Does the P4 knows? He knows.
He lost the vision last minute there for that last shot. Still has the marked target there for the vision, for that damage buff. The Raketin trying to rotate, get in position.
84 not staying on the road. He is actually flanking all the way around. Maybe predicting where the Raketin's going to be set up. But he's actually going to eat the middle of the arc here.
Didn't get a shot off. And he will get Fausted too. Nice recovery there from Tobis.
Huge amount of repairs going to need to go down on these tanks. The Panzer IV is going to chase this one down. Raketin probably going to get another shot off as well. We're using one bounce from the Panzer IV. 85 is getting chased down. There are not enough repairs in the other T-34s. Will they come in time? One of them's full health, but it's not going in.
Oh my god, she ram here. There goes the 85. It's abandoned. Raketin setting up in front of this wounded 76. The other one going back in. He bounced the abandoned T-34. Oh my god, bouncing bounce just all over the place, but this Raketin should go down here. There's too many conscripts. There's even a guard squad there as well, not actually standing still. Another Faust will come through here. It looks like the Raketin actually survives that one.
I have no idea how the Raketin managed to survive it, but it has done. T-34 gets another shot off, hits Veteran C2, but the Panzer IV, fully operational engine will drive out of there. And all three tanks actually remain alive for Andre, thanks to the abandon and a very, very low T-34 76 after taking one fatal Raketin shot. Look at this T-34, dude. How low is that thing? The low one.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. A lot of bounces as you'd expect from the T-34s, but from the Panzer IV, yeah, feels bad, man. But, oh, man. I just inadvertently made a How I Met Your Mother reference. Everyone take a shot because I said Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching season 5. Anyway.
General's Gentleman drinking game is every time I say here. So, you guys will get plastered, trust me.
Okay, no, well, yeah, and for me, it's whenever I say Comanche rather than Chinook. That's when you take a shot.
Okay, cool. Right. Man, I reckon we can set down some pretty cool rules for the General's Gentleman drinking game.
Yeah.
So, totally gonna be a thing. But that's where our subscribers have come from. There's a university somewhere that has General Gentleman drinking games, and it contributes to 75% of our subs. You never know.
Okay, so earlier you were like, man, I don't know how this Raketin survived, and I wanted to answer that because again, he didn't stop, and there's a lot of issues there. Oh, nice nade. Mainly the issue is the guards weren't firing because.
Right.
90% of the DPS of the guards don't fire on the move. You got DPs, you got the PTRS, both require to be stationary. And then the conscripts, they were all walking. So he just, if he just attack moved, that's why attack move is so valuable. You should always attack move everywhere all the time, because then your units will just set up and start firing. He would have wiped that if he attack moved, or just hit stop to keep them stationary. But he was microing his tanks. in those tank engagements, generally delicate control of your tanks is more important. But
so, speaking of micro, we now have two T-34-76s, a T-34-85, and a Katusha to micro on the hands of Andre. That is some work cut out for him, if I've ever seen it. Panzer IV going to be going in. T-34-85 will avoid the Faust, however. Much closer to filling out his pop caps. Andre up to 73 compared to the 67. Tobis looking towards our victory points. Hasn't been a big bleed game, but Tobis still in the lead. 365 VPs for Andre. Tobis on 437.
Also, look at the veterancy on the T-34s. They can capture points now. That gives them even better map control, which they already provide. And gotta be careful of just wiping these squads with the machine guns. That being said, he will lose his T-34.
Yeah,
oh man, not
down.
worth. Whoops. There's a Vet 2 one as well.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate dropping it. Is it a capture point? No, there's a maximum there. No worries.
So the thing is with the Command Panther, it's actually got slightly nerfed. It's one more command point, 11 rather than 10, and the mark target is nerfed. It used to be 50% damage, now it's 25.
5%.
And I think it's 25% accuracy. I know it was originally, it was also penetration as well, which was then reverted, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And we had a big requirement about that, didn't we?
Oh yeah, pretty huge, so.
So
an overall good change from the sound of things.
Oh, there we go.
Oh god, there it is.
You can just take that one away though.
Yeah.
Good position there with the
No, the
vaults.
T-34 wipes it again. Do it to him.
Oh, almost. If he went closer, the machine guns would have got. Oh, he got it!
Hey! The General 7 are vindicated once again. We love it.
Man, I just can't keep lowering my audio level enough. Okay, P4 against this 85 here. Mark target being thrown down. Rocket being stolen. Still no anti-tank grenades for this conscript. There will be a guard squad there. Not enough munis for the button. And the mark target and the massive blob of infantry going to be scaring away this Panzer IV. He will take one shot for his trouble. Or two shots for his trouble.
PDRSs are coming in. Maybe he gets inside the garrison. No, the Obers are going to deny the garrison.
Rocket actually set up there. I think maybe he lost his sight because of the corner of that house. But making the killing blow here.
Wow.
He missed with the Rocket and he popped the combat blitz, which gives him the received accuracy modifier, which no doubt saved him from dying. That ability is OP. Speaking of OP, T-34. Oh, he retreated his Volks there. That was a misclick for sure, because now this MG will get wiped and the T-34 won't get Fausted.
It's probably one of the biggest Archon Hawks of all time, is retreating the wrong squads. That's a big one, but the shoe mine connection and very nice evac from the Obers there as well. That's incredibly quick by Tobis. Sees an extremely low garrison, gets out of there. He deserves to keep the squad alive. We'll see if the T-34 allows him to. It does look like it. Obers survived this one, but Tobis a little bit lower on squads, courtesy of Katusha and T-34 pressure.
That was one PTRS away from blowing up that house, and the T-34 had a damaged engine, so it couldn't chase the Obers down. Also didn't focus the MG down. That's perhaps what I would have liked to see, but it was pretty risky leaving him about there, so I guess backing away is the safe call to make. The caddy here maybe could have denied the MG, but didn't have vision, didn't have any way of getting vision without leaving his exposed T-34. So
we are getting into issue town here for Andre. He's blowing through his munitions, repairing his tanks. All you needed was a combat engineer squad a year ago. Could have been repairing these T-34s, saved you a lot of munitions. Close barrage, very nice from Tobis. Realizes the close barrage actually moves forward with the Volksgrenadiers and the Grenadiers to avoid the barrage.
Okay, so the T-34, I was going to say he should go in with a T-34 and kind of push them around the caddy barrage, but he was still repairing, so he didn't want to turn that one off. Yeah, this repair thing is very misleading, because you look at it, it's like, oh, it's only 30 munitions, but no, it is actually a huge drain. And we did update the tooltip recently to say that, because originally it didn't even tell you that it drained, but it still is, I think, quite misleading for people. It should just cost 50 munitions or 60 munitions and not have that drain.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know about it for a long time. I can't remember exactly when I found out, but it certainly wasn't at the start of my Company of Heroes career. So it's when this, which was, you know, when this commander was released, one of the Origi-Digi Soviet commanders.
Yeah, man. I love that about Soviets, though, is that 2 out of 3 of their best commanders are free, and the basic ones. Every other faction, you effectively need to, you know, buy a commander to be competitive. But the Soviets, it's like guard motor, shock rifle frontline. The other one was the PPSH guard one, which is actually not bad, but I wouldn't say it's certainly not the 3rd best by any means. Oh my god, there we go.
Another wipe.
Yeah, that was a pretty low squad though. He would have gone down anyway to the machine guns if he chased him, but important wipe. The late game OKW veterancy is approaching.
Seen 2 Vol squads go down so far. One of them was actually rebuilt a while ago, so that's starting to pick up a bit of veterancy of its own. Surprised by the Raketans here from Tobis. He does have access to his Command Panther now, though. See the T-34's diving. This could be bad timing with the Command Panther available. There it comes.
Yeah, okay. Command Panther on the field, Raketan setting up. MG is focused down here, and there's going to be a bit of a weird pathing there. I think the T-34 is getting caught on each other. We should try and focus down this MG. There we go, nice work. But the Command Panther has arrived. There will be the Raketan that, no, but it wasn't on prioritized vehicles, so won't get a one shot off on that Command Panther. And he actually could have used a button there if he was a little bit on the ball, so, you know, not a bad engagement. Sniped the MG. That's a net win.
Yeah, good back away, and something important to note here is you see the use of your supporting AT in conjunction with the T-34s. Had the guards in particular not been there, the Raketan not been there, the Panther could have had free reign essentially, with the exception of mines, to dive after the T-34s. So it's important that you have that supporting AT there. The reason we didn't see Tobis go in, the Command Panther go in, there's definitely the risk of being buttoned. There's the risk of the Raketan taking shots while it was under button as well. So
yeah, and
important things to consider.
Speaking of mines, there should definitely be mines here. Tobis has a bit of munitions in the bank, and against T-34s, they're all about being aggressive. They're all about chasing you down on retreat with their machine guns and just trying to get their rear armor flanks. So you really want to have mines. There should be mines, you know, over here, down this road, because sooner or later the T-34s, they're going to try to go for those plays, and if they don't go for those plays, they're going to be bouncing at max range on your frontal armor of your Panther. So unless you get an 85, a Su-85 that is, you know, you can just trade pretty effectively with Panthers, Tigers, even this vetted Panzer IV.
Andre's still leaving his pop cap open here. Slowly repairing the T-34s up one by one. Again, twice in one game. I'm not sure if this is necessarily worth.
Oh no!
Not worth.
Okay.
Right.
Now there wasn't a full squad there. So one more grenade would have blown up that house.
That puts on a bit more pressure. Of course, the mark target going to be a little bit less effective, not only because of the nerfs, also the fact that Andre is going for spread out damage in terms of his tanks. He doesn't have a Pershing or an IS-2 where the mark target is on a large portion of the AT damage. It's a bit hard to spread it across 3 different tanks. So in that respect, Andre is in a pretty good position. He doesn't really have to worry about that mark target as much.
Yeah, this caddy hasn't actually done much yet. Only 2 kills.
Yeah. Well, those false grenadiers we saw earlier, in fact. The barrage not being very effective. With that being said, we have seen 2 garrison barrages, so one to take out the VP house on the side of Tobis, another one somewhere else to take out another garrison. So really focusing on removing these map elements as opposed to necessarily going for squad wipes at this stage in the game. Though with 2 Raketans on the field, I'd definitely like to see those be focused during the next tank engagement.
Now this is interesting. Andres actually went for a Zis gun rather than going for an Su-85. And I like that because he already has 4 vehicles. He's got the Command Panther with that marked target, as you mentioned earlier. Very good versus a high value individual target. Get flanked quite easily. You got to recognize you have limits in terms of how well you can micromanage all of these vehicles simultaneously. With a Zis gun, if you lose the Zis gun, it's not a big deal. You just recrew it, unless they destroy it, which takes some time. And you can attack move with it, doesn't really matter, it's not easy to focus down. Wow, that's a nasty button AT grenade combination there. He's actually focusing this Raketten.
Yeah, T-34s aren't on prioritized vehicles, and I'm not sure why. Maybe they think they just take out this Panther. I mean, it's pretty dead to rights, to be fair. So focusing on the Raketten isn't a terrible idea. It's a damage engine. Surely they go after this. Go T-34s, go!
Well, there is a marked target on the T-34s. This gun's going to be setting up, but it may bounce. Bit of the side exposed there, and he's behind the house. He missed the shot. He should go in for this one, even if he trades both of these T-34s. I would take that trade, and it looks like it will be for free. This gun going to be reinforcing his T-34s. So there goes the Command Panther. Wow, that was a bit out of position on the Panther, and it was a very good follow-up there, using all of his supporting AT.
Yeah, Panther headquarters could actually take out the T-34 here. It's getting shot from rear armor, taking a lot of damage. It can't pass past the hedge. It's not being microed. It could go down. This gun also going to fall here. Wasn't attack moving. It's probably one of the flaws with Andre's play that we've seen so far. Not attack moving those AT guns on prioritized vehicles. Also didn't see the T-34s during that engagement on prioritized vehicles either. I was thinking it might be intentional, but actually the fight isn't over. The Panzer IV is actually going to be diving after this T-34 in the north. Has been buttoned by the guards last second. One model left is going to be retreating. Panzer IV could get the wipe with the last shot.
Ooh.
It does not. Looks like the guards are actually going to survive this one.
Wow, that was stroppy. That was all over the place, man. This whole game's been all over the place, but I'm digging it so far. The Panzer IV is at Veteran C4. There's a Raketten and T-34 setting up. That could be a bad combination if we see one more penetration. It looks like we won't get it. Obers, however. Yeah.
Pretty solid stop micro there on the T-34. That kind of range, you want to be stopping to ensure you actually hit the target. Target being that Bet-4 Panzer IV.
Oh man, I think we have the PPSH T-34.
Oh,
it's not quite the PPSH Sherman, but it's firing pretty damn fast at that Veteran C3, almost as Vet 2 T-34. So
if you're wondering exactly how that works, the loaders grow 2 extra arms like Machamp, so they start throwing those shells a little bit quicker. It's the actual mechanics behind it.
Caddy actually didn't fire. It's still looking for something. What does he go for here? So also I think earlier we saw a Raketten got focused and it was attempted to be stolen, but I don't think it was stolen. I'm trying to find what happened.
Destroyed? It was there.
Yeah,
so
maybe it was.
Maybe it was destroyed.
It was a Zis gun. Oh no, it was captured. It was stolen. It was a Zis gun that was destroyed.
Oh, yeah,
There's two Rakettens.
Right, there's 2 Rakettens. Right, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, the Zis gun wasn't attack moving, so it walked into a big false bomb. So, well, unfortunate.
Okay, Caddy. Looking for something.
There haven't been a lot of targets, to be fair.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Tobis bobbing up, and that's probably a tick in the box of Tobis more than anything else, that he hasn't been grouping up when he's facing a Katusha, rather than a flaw on Andre's part.
Man,
so, interesting spacing.
That's the dream. I wish my Maxim spread out like that.
Can you imagine being the poor sniper?
Your Maxim would never death loop if that was the case. Yeah, trying to micro your sniper against that.
Yeah, I'm not even mad. I mean, it might look a little bit ridiculous, but I'm not mad. As long as my Maxim doesn't death loop, I'm happy.
Well, we got 1 squad of guards. Actually, looking at the unit preservation, the infantry preservation, certainly better here for Andras. Only 2 Volks left, one of which Vet 3, the other squad is an Ober squad, which can get focused down much easier as the game progresses with more vehicles on the field. But I think the main thing here is there's 2 Rakettens stolen by Andras. It's going to give him a massive swing in this battle, but he's going to need it too because his T-34 is caught out of position. At 5P4.
Pretty good, looking pretty good. See more of a commitment from Tobis here, actually opting for a second Panzer IV as opposed to Command Panther.
Yeah, that wasn't an engagement the T-34 should try and find. But there's Vet 5 P4. I haven't seen it yet, but it may actually be a PPSH P4 as well.
Andre with a little bit of reinforcing to do. Looking towards that victory points, nothing too crazy. 282, Andre.
Too deep, my friend. Too deep.
If you're wondering how deep is too deep for a Faust, you've just seen it.
He was damn close to getting it though.
It's so hard. It's so easy to drop the Faust model. the lower you get, the higher chance it is that that's the model that actually drops. And if you're trying to chase a medium tank down, it's so common that you just loop the Panzerfaust drop.
Yeah, Faustman. So this is interesting though. He actually went a double Panzer IV rather than going for his Command Panther. I mean, it's a bit cheaper. What, 75 fuel cheaper, but it doesn't really seem worth it. You know, perhaps he wanted to have that anti-infantry firepower, given that he's behind in squads. But the Command Panther's pretty good versus infantry with all its pintle, with its machine guns.
I mean, he does have a lot of time to play with here, so potentially it's I don't want to lose any more squads or any more momentum. Panzer IV will certainly give you a little bit more momentum at this stage of the game and prevent you from just straight up losing. At this point, if you build a Command Panther and lost it, it's potential that we see Andre closing out the game. Man. Whereas we see here, smart play with double Panzer IV, sitting on 1 victory point, sitting on a fuel point and a munitions. He's got the time to save up for a Command Panther, and then he's going to have a nice composition.
Yeah, plenty of time to speak with, as you say, and the Panzer IVs, they do have a better rate of fire, but the penetration is not quite there. Not that it really matters, or not that it should matter versus T-34s.
Yeah.
Oh, that Maxim's gonna be stolen.
Nice.
The problem, he didn't have the super turbo OP squad spacing there, so he got a death loop in the end. Well, there's only really one. I don't know if death loop is called for, if it only does it once. Death loop is like where it has 3 or 4 chain loops.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't happen too much, because a few patches ago there was a change.
Surely this Maxim's going to be capped.
Salvage it.
Yeah. You just cap it. I mean, in terms of capping his squad service is quite low. His pop cap's only sitting at 61. There's no reason for him not to cap it at this stage in the game. Caddy Barrage is on cooldown. He knows that.
Oh no, the grenade against those Ricketts.
I don't want to look.
It was both of them. It's a grenade party now. There goes. Actually, neither of the Ricketts. He's out of health, but he shouldn't be able to wipe it because of the vision. Maybe he'll get a couple of shots off at the end.
I was sure that was going to be a double wipe. I was positive.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he gets it. Ober's taking a bit of damage for their troubles. He gets out of there. I think it was a vetted Rickett, so that was, that was decent.
Still no Maxim cap in the middle on that victory point.
Wow.
PBSH time?
It's elevation time. Oh, there we go. Well, no, I mean, they're not really PPSHs. The reason why the M4C Sherman's a PPSH Sherman at Vet 3 is because it actually gets 2 rate of fire bonuses. It gets one at Vet 2 and Vet 3. So they stack, and it's just ridiculous. Whereas I don't think any of these...
No.
Oh, no, does it Vet 2...
No, I don't... Yeah.
And Vet 3.
Yeah.
Targeting and rate of fire.
Yeah.
Fight with greater frequency, because they do. The P4, what is... I don't know about this one.
Everyone will be...
Vet 3... Vet 5, wow, okay, they do get double bonuses, you're right, so...
So in everyone will be pleased to note that tooltips certainly have improved when it comes to Dawn of War 3.
Oh yeah, the tooltips are my favourite thing about that game.
Much more detailed.
Tells you, well, there's no veterancy, but it tells you like the exact DPS, it tells you the exact damage type, it tells you that you can Panzerfaust stick or caddy. Oh man, he's gonna lose that caddy, jeez.
Yeah, that was poor play by Andre. You shouldn't have the T-34 blocking the Katusha. I don't know how he ended up like that. But
yeah, and you shouldn't leave it where it's so vulnerable and so far forward. You should always have it behind something or just out of the way, whether it's behind another vehicle so you have vision, whether it's behind a house there's a shot blocker. You don't want to have such a fragile, delicate unit, on the map.
Dude, we're gonna see a mech truck.
Yeah, I guess he wants the King Tiger, or maybe he wants more repairs. Both.
Yeah, a combination of both. I'm guessing. King Tiger makes sense. The T-34s are going to have an awful time against the King Tiger. It's probably going to force. It's probably going to force an Su-85, which would not be nice at all for Andre. It's not a great map for the Su-85.
Yeah, especially with 2 Panzer IVs, you can just dive that Su-85 pretty easily. VP's still pretty high, 250 for the most part across the board. But there's 2 Ricketts for Andres and 1 Rickett for Tobis, so both of these players have to be very careful with their medium tanks. Another T-34-76.
Yeah. Andre, I suppose the plus for Andre here, he's got a really decent fuel float. 325 fuel. T-34s are definitely going to be replaceable. The problem is going to be the manpower. If you can bank up a bit of that without dropping too many more models, it's going to be in a good position. Should go for another T-34 now.
Yeah, the T-34 76 is probably the most manpower heavy tank when you look at the costs, because a T-34 85 costs almost double the fuel, and the manpower isn't even that much more. It's like 360 manpower. If the UI lets me change the player, it's 380. So it's hardly much of a manpower increase. These guards though, gonna get a lot of damage down, and that's, oh man, he has to recrew this DP as well. Loses the DP. That's nasty on the Obers.
Oh wow, no.
That 5 Obers. The suppression's gonna coming through, but I think the Obers probably have crazy suppression resistance.
They're just gonna stay still and 1v1 this Maxim. They can probably do it if they drop the model again. There is what we might be able to call a death loop.
Well, the Maxim was suppressed, so he's not gonna be doing too much. Yeah, gets the DP. Oh man. Yeah, that's nasty. And those guards are not cheap to reinforce, so that's going to be limiting his T-34s.
Pop cap up to 73 pop cap, bit of reinforcing to do, pop them up to about 80.
But with so many T-34s, it's going to be very hard for Tobis to actually get these VPs. And a triple cap could take him down pretty soon. And it's looking like this King Tiger is going to be a little bit too far off. He may just have to go for this Command Panther. But at least he has the new repairs.
Yeah, which is nice. So these Panzer IVs will be ready for battle pretty soon. Will prevent any dives coming in from Andre as well. Kind of throwing in 2 T-34s, getting the Panzer IVs low and diving in with 2 full health T-34s. So.
Oh man, these Raketans are not on prioritized vehicles, and the Obers with the Volks just shredding it down so fast.
This is definitely the point in the game where every T-34 should be a T-34 85. As Callum's already pointed out, the manpower cost really isn't that different. Andre's floating up a lot of fuel, so every T-34 that gets replaced should be an 85 from this point on.
Yeah, you're right, because fuel is just no longer an issue.
Yeah, not at all. It won't matter at all to Andre in this game, no matter what he builds.
And even apart from the damage, if nothing else, the 85 actually has more health. It has 5 AT gun or Panzer IV shots worth of health compared to the 4 of the T-34 or the Panzer IV. And that's a big difference, because often you'll have AT in pairs of 2. You'll have a Panzer IV and a Raketten, or you'll have 2 Rakettens. And so it means instead of 2 volleys, you need 3 volleys, and that is a big difference. Yep. Same with the way the Bulldozer Sherman is quite good compared to the regular Sherman, for anti-infantry at least. If nothing else, just that one extra shot is a big difference. Tobis
floating up the manpower at the moment. He's got a lot of pop cap to spend. 1,000 manpower is not what you want. Could definitely do with some new squads, even if it's just capping pressure or an NG-34. ISG would be cool at this point, just anything to spend the manpower on. So.
Yeah, this is kind of a little bit sad, because OKW can't build caches. And it's where you would definitely be throwing down caches if you could. Perma-sprinting Obers, perma-suppressing Obers.
Perma-suppressing Obers with, you know, with a DP as well.
He could actually throw down some booby traps too. He has enough munitions to burn, and that's the munitions, the manpower expenditure coming in Raketten and Obers.
Awesome, love it.
I'm actually surprised how well these Obers are doing, because Obers are very fragile against vehicles because they have no Fausts. And you can just focus them down pretty quickly with, you know, the main gun if you get a lucky shot off, the machine guns if you chase them down. So often you can be better off just spamming Volks when you're versing so many tanks. But he's kept them alive, and he's done a lot of damage with them. 58 kills. He's wiped some weapons with them, which is very valuable. Definitely being the MVP of Tobis.
Tobis,
well,
yeah.
Apart from this Panzer IV.
Tobis really also highlighting the stall that we talk about a lot but rarely see. The 1VP fuel munition stall, where you just sit on these points, play a defensive game, sit behind cover, and just poke out at your opponent's tanks. You don't go crazy, you don't lose squads, you just stall out until you get what you're after. In this case, it's going to be a King Tiger for Tobis. He's playing it very, very well. Yeah,
for sure, and part of it's the map. It's a very easy map to do that. Definitely. Because you have those 3 valuable points in a close area, plus of course the Panzer headquarters and the cloaked Raketten. So OKW, they can camp pretty well but he's definitely trading well. He's hasn't lost anything lately, and he's just constantly forcing repairs, which is burning through the munitions. He's floating up his own munitions. He's getting some good veterancy. A Vet 5 Raketten. Those things are actually crazy good. They get an ambush bonus. They fire really quickly. They get a longer arc. Look at that arc. The range on that. That's a cloaked Raketten.
Field awareness as well. They use the force to sense T-34s that are potentially flanking and can reface their arcs accordingly, or not reface their arcs in the case of this ridiculous Raketten. Oh
that suppression,
God,
man.
These Obers.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is the suppression actually lowers their damage because suppression, with it comes a damage reduction, well, accuracy reduction, one of those. But yeah, it's just so ridiculous. It should be a timed ability, like the sprint. You should have to pay 20 munitions to suppress for X amount of seconds. It's just nuts.
The T-34 is very low, and Andre, wishing through the veil of time he listened to me and built another combat engineer squad.
Oh man!
See this here, right here. 12 munitions. I knew this would be an issue. 12 munitions for Andre. What's he gonna do?
Oh man!
There's no reason not to go for a combat engineer squad at this point. Just please, Andre, please build some repairs. I know you have crew repair. I know it's awesome. You also don't have any munitions, bro.
He only has one of them actually repairing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Huge issue.
He has plenty of pop cap. Yeah, that's heartbreaking, honestly. Seeing that many low T-34s, yeah. nine munitions income. He's cut off. It's actually really valuable cutting off his munitions. Maybe he doesn't realize it, but that would definitely be a problem because he's no marked target. There's no buttons, no AT grenades, there's no mines, there's no demos, there's no signal flares. There's a lot of things that now Andres cannot do, which Tobis can. Doesn't have any mines though. Feels bad, man.
It's real bad, which is fortunate for Andre. Doesn't have a sweeper. And just the Flamer combat engineer squad that has its work cut out for them. So
I don't see a single mine.
No, I haven't seen any shoe mines. No. Which, there have been shoe mines in the game, but none at the moment.
You know what'd be a really cool spectator feature?
Yeah?
Is the find mine button, where you just press M on the keyboard,
nice,
and it just
finds mines.
Yeah, it goes between every mine on the map.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I'd also like that as a replay feature, how many mines were built in the game, so we know which replays to look for.
Well, so you know which teammates to flame when you're like, man, you only built 2 mines. It's like it says wards placed in league, right?
Yeah, it says wards.
Yeah, so you can flame your teammates and wards. The same with mines.
We're just getting closer and closer towards this King Tiger, and no reason for him not to stall out in that direction. Currently has the VP control, sitting pretty on 119 compared to the 274 of Andre.
And he has enough pop cap for this King Tiger, which is often something that you don't have the option for, even if you have the resources. And yeah, he has the Command Panther if he wants to. He has that as a call-in, so if he loses the King Tiger and he needs to replace something quickly, he can do that. But look at the veterancy on these T-34s. Vet 3, Vet 2, Vet 1.5. They don't scale that well though. I don't think there's any pen bonuses. Nothing gives you extra. Maybe this one does.
Actually, well, no. Has
no pen.
Has Tobis done the Arc on Hawk?
Well, what's
Just
that?
have a look at his battle group HQ.
Wire?
No, it's where your battle group's right next to your HQ, and you upgrade the forward retreat point, even though you don't need to. But you have to spend manpower because
okay.
because you don't have cases.
Specific,
so,
but I know what you mean. Yeah, because you don't want to be caught floating 1,000 manpower. So you're like, okay, I build this thing that I don't even really want.
Yeah. Just to spend the manpower, exactly.
Okay, he's actually going around the corner here. There's the marked target, but a Mangon destroyed that long-range Raketten shot. Actually doing some great damage to these T-34s. This gun's not barraging because it's out of munitions.
Out of munitions, exactly.
Rip.
Yeah.
That would have been so nasty. The minimum range barrages are so accurate.
Yeah. Could have definitely been a wipe on the 55, and still no combat engineer squad here.
Man, these engineers are like as understaffed as the kebab shop that we went to earlier tonight.
Oh, dude, yeah.
There was one guy there for a while. This was Anzac Day here, so Oh, well, there was another guy, but he was out delivering, so for a while there was one dude. Anyway. Still, man, what is Andra's issue and with not putting his disc guns on prioritized vehicles? I mean, does he do it intentionally to try and get those cheesy wipes like that? You know, not got a wipe, but you just get, you know, free manpower damage if you wipe a model. And I think Hans does that too, but the problem with that is it does reveal your AT guns, and also you're going to waste your like that. See, he would have actually fired if he didn't have it on infantry fire. He would have, maybe he was out of range there, because out of range. But say if he was within range, he would have fired at the P4, where the P4 was kind of in and out before this could reload.
Yeah, definitely say at this stage of the game, it's more important to have them on prioritized vehicles.
Yeah, like, what is 30 manpower to Tobis right now? Oh, the Obers are just so broken because they sprint up to your support weapons and they just wipe them. And they fire their LMGs on the move too. That is a word which I don't want to say. Like,
don't worry, the T-34 is gonna wipe them in one shot, so not a big deal. Bounce City, man, Bounce City. Right. 34 starting to back away. King Tiger finally arrived here for Tobis. He's on 78 VPs. This is the point in time that you want to get back those victory points.
Oh man.
King Tiger looks like it's gonna go balls to the wall as well.
Dude, I'm so glad you can't get Command Panther and the King Tiger. Yeah. That would just be silly. Alright, I think this is going to be Andres a little bit outclassed here in terms of his armor capabilities. He's got T-34s and he's versing a King Tiger, he's versing a Vet 5 Panzer IV, he's got a cloaked Vet 5 Raketen, but that being said, look at the VP situation here. Tobis has to act fast. He only has 69 to his name, and he's currently at a double cap. T-34s can deny infantry very easily, and they can use the capture themselves. So Tobis has to do something. Yeah,
he certainly does. Make use of this King Tiger. Hasn't been revealed yet. Seems as though he was looking for a trap, and you know what? Instead of repairing my T-34s, I'll just build new ones. That's what I was thinking at this point in the game, and hell, I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
I don't think
he's
actually
have a lot of fuel.
I don't think he's actually seen.
No, he hasn't.
The King Tiger. I was gonna say he needs an SU-85, but he mustn't have seen it. That being said, if you're not a scrub casual, you can hear the King Tiger. That's pretty distinctive.
Yeah. Also, a very obvious build order from Tobis. It should be very obvious, and there goes all the repairs. It should be very obvious.
Oh god, that's all of the repairs. That is all of the repairs.
Yeah.
So you said it so casually, and I didn't quite realize the implications of losing that engineer squad.
100% of the repairs now gone for Andre.
Oh, okay. T-34, my friend, back out of there.
Well. I mean, we've never seen, to be fair, we've never seen 5 T-34s against a King Tiger.
Oh, nice block. He actually blocked him off, but he phases through with that one.
Relic!
And this P4 blitzkrieging out. Can he survive this one? It's another bounce and another bounce. Could have been played better there by Andres, but it's pretty low. Yeah, maybe he'll just chain ram this Tiger. I don't know if that'll work, but he has to deal with these Raketens.
Tobis walking away from this one. Guards probably will as well. Yeah, it looks like it. Guards actually survive.
Okay, P4 going in for the kill. Wipes that Vet to T-34-85. He can actually afford another tank. And so now it's kind of a reverse, where Andres has a lot of time. He has 270 VPs. He has a lot of resources. So he doesn't need to go in for this ballsy play. I think he wants to because this T-34 is wounded and obviously getting repaired. But the issue is he just has no vision, and there's so much potential from these cloaked Raketens.
Double Raketens here.
He's trying to fire at max range with his T-34s. Is this gun not quite in position? I mean, nice kiting there. He actually juggles the damage beautifully. Yeah. But now his T-34s are all pretty low, and the King Tiger is anything but low. There goes one of them, flanking around, but there's already a Raketen in position. Yeah, he gets the block off here, but it's a 76. Will it be enough? King Tiger is going to be trying to rotate as fast as he can, and there it goes. Now he's down to 2 T-34s. That is not enough, and man, he built a new caddy. Oh man, SU-76. Andres, I think, is just panicking now. But he's in a window where all these tanks are low, but not for long because OKW repair very, very quickly. Even this goes down.
Yeah, this is gone. King Tiger's going to take the last shot to take it out. Out of munitions, Andres, I mean, he's repairing one of the T-34s at the moment. SU-85's rolling out, but the King Tiger isn't low enough to even take this 1v1.
Well, that being said, there is a Raketin. He's on the focus site, so he can't quite chase this one down. Man.
Maybe if he gets one more shot here.
He needs two to kill it.
Maybe two to kill it.
But, using tank just... Jesus, he actually made kill with his
yeah.
gun. Oh my god! What?
Whoa! 100% penetration. Max range. I mean, it was an SU-85 in his Zis gun, but wow, that King Tiger goes down.
Man.
That was insane.
You know what's good? Building things other than T-34s.
Oh.
Well, now he has this useless 76, but... Okay, that was lucky.
That was all kinds of lucky, man.
He also... I mean, actually, he may have had vision there with the Zis because of this SU-85 focus sight, but... Wow. Andra's actually now back in this game. There goes the 85. Nice pick up there with this Panzer IV. Maybe he'll collapse upon this with the T-34s.
Yeah, probably has enough damage here to finish it off. The Raketins are also moving up, however.
Prioritized vehicles not enabled on the Su-76. T-34 goes down, and this P4 is committing to this one. Raketin may finish it off here. No, P4 just going in for the base.
That's another shot going to be coming down onto the Su-76. That's going to be wiped. We've seen so many Soviet medium tanks go down in the last couple of minutes.
He actually has more attack range and more sight range and more rate of fire on this Panzer IV, so definitely having no problems hunting down that Su-76 and really even the 85s. It would be a pretty easy fight, but oh well, that swinged quick. Now Andra is back to having really no chance at all.
I mean, two tanks actually starting to run low on fuel despite the float that we saw earlier.
Man.
Is this going to be sniped down? This is pretty much game over.
Yeah.
Even with 223 VPs, there's really no way that Andra can stall this one out.
He should probably build an Su-85. I mean, using that is going to be hard against two of these vetted P4s, but I think he has more chance with that
Is that the only option?
Than the T-34 85.
34 getting called in.
Look at that range. That's a Panzer IV.
Yeah, I see it.
It's probably 50 range. I don't know the numbers exactly, but all right. Good luck, bro. There's even shoe mines.
Yeah, good luck in video games.
There's actually a 76 too. Oh, the caddy.
One of them going to be hunted down.
Yeah, that's just not going to end well, is it? No. Vet 4. It's a shame we didn't get the double Vet 5 P4. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
What about here?
Both these T-34s going to go down
he's not
together.
attack moving his infantry.
There's the GG.
Yeah, GG. I mean, a very well played game by Andras, but he made a few crucial mistakes there. And I think if he got that Su-85 sooner, he may have been in a better spot.
That King Tiger going down was hilarious. That was fantastic.
I am so mad because I never penetrated a King Tiger that much. Oh man.
That would never happen to me. I can tell you right now. I mean, it seems like, you know, law averages that would happen eventually, but I can tell you that would never happen to either of us.
If you were playing, there would have been like a fence that just randomly spawned, so your Su-85 just starts duking out and like turns on the spot. And you're like, Su-85, why aren't you turning? And he's like, I'm trying.
Tobis, despite the fact he's like OKW, would have like a Ju-87 strafe or something.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So yeah, a few crucial mistakes. Build repairing squads, guys. That's what we can learn from this game.
Because he would have had the button, he would have had the marked target.
He would have had mines. There's so many options for Andra had he not just blown through all of his munitions there. So that was a big problem. Prioritize vehicles and just attack move in general. Attack moves are pretty good. So,
they're not expensive too. It's 170 for a combat engineer, so it's really not that hard to spare. I don't think Andras was ever pop capped or close to being pop capped. Maybe he had about 80 at some stage, but he certainly could have spared the combat engineers. And you want to kind of get the mid game if you can, because then they get a bit of veterancy, because getting it Vet 2 helps. But you know, it doesn't matter if they're not. You know, late's better than never. So GG, well played. That was actually a fantastic game. And people in the comment thread for this replay said it was the best replay of the GCS yet. And I haven't seen many games, but so far I'll have to second that notion.
Very enjoyable. So thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the game. We have been the General's Gentlemen.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time. bang, bang, bangity bang. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang.
Bang, bang, bang,
Bang, bang, bangity bang. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang.